Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Room Junkie Show. And today we're going to be talking all about ways that you can make a dark hall seem much brighter. Maggie, this one is for you. You asked for this topic because you obviously have a dark hall, and many of you do. So don't despair if you do, and don't despair if you've got a dark north-facing hall either, because there are always ways that you can brighten up your hall. Now, let me turn on Instagram because I'm going live into Facebook and into Room Junkie YouTube and also into Instagram. So hello, Instagram. We are live. So we're live everywhere. We're live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we're live on Instagram. And if you've got questions, just pop your questions into the comment box and I'll answer them. And if I miss any questions, I'll get back to you straight away or as soon as I can. So ways that you can make a dark hall seem brighter. First way, and I think I probably talked about this last week when I was discussing what color not to paint your front door and what color you should paint your front door and why. If you paint the inside of your door a light color, it definitely will brighten up your hall. So say you've got a dark mahogany door, that's going to absorb so much light in your hall. Paint it white or a light neutral. It doesn't have to be white. I generally do go with white because I love the contrast between pure white and the wall color. You know, in the same way that every paint chart that you look at has got a white background. It doesn't have a cream or an ivory background. It has a white background for a reason, because the colors are contrasting beautifully against white. Every color will look its best against white. But if you want to have a cream door or an ivory door, you can, or a light gray door, but painting it lighter will most definitely have an impact on your hall. Another thing that I do, and this is easier to do if you're building a new house or if you're adding an extension or if you're changing your internal doors, but I like to use light from adjoining rooms. So having a full panel of glazing, toughened glass, in a door coming into your hall means that, say you've got a very sunny living room, that the light and the sunshine from that living room is actually going to come into the hall. I can remember a few years ago designing one of the darkest houses, redesigning, I should say, one of the darkest houses that I've ever been in. And there was a ton of really dark wood in that house. And we went uber contemporary, glass stairs, and lots of borrowing light. So there I would have used internal windows from the kitchen living space into the hall, in addition to paneling, or not paneling, to a glazed panel in the door. So if you can do that, if you can take light from another room into your space, that's going to be a really good thing. And sometimes too, if you've got, it's done here in one of the bedrooms, because the view is spectacular. So there are 3 actually linear windows in the guest bedroom, so that you can see the sea from that bedroom, even though it's way back on the northern side of the house. So, but this is only something, you're not going to be taking down your doors or changing your doors. Oh, you know what? I actually would. I think I would. If I was really upset about the level of light or the lack of it that's coming into my hall, I would seriously consider glazing my door. Absolutely. Money definitely well spent, because the more light that you can bring into your home, the more light that you enjoy, the happier and more content you're going to be. Light has a massive effect on our mental health and our well-being, you know, and our energy. So you're coming into spring now, so I really want you to get as much light as possible into your house. Now, another thing that you can do is keep your doors open. That's the estate agent's trick. I noticed over the years when I was viewing houses to buy that in a dark hall, the estate agent, no matter what the weather was like outside, they kept the front door wide open to allow the light from inside coming in. But the same will happen if you leave the doors coming into your hallway open, then obviously the light from those rooms is going to come into your hall as well. Your flooring is going to have an impact, and again, you're not going to be changing your floor just because you want to have more light. But if you are changing your floor, or if it's a new build, having a light reflective floor will definitely bounce light everywhere. And I don't mean a glossy, shiny floor. I mean, I'm all for safety. I like a semi-lepato finish. Is probably my preferred finish on tile, and we'll do tiles another day. But having a lovely big, light, bright, light reflective tile, and going into your rooms as well, if you've got underfloor heating and it's a new build, having that same floor going into your other spaces will definitely increase the sense of brightness and lightness if you go with a lighter floor. Use mirrors as well. And I would use plenty of mirrors and big mirrors in a dark hall. And I would be strategic about where I would put my mirror. I would actually place my mirror, if there was a window in your hall, I would actually try to place the mirror opposite the window, so the light from that window is reflected into the mirror and back out into the room. But big mirrors and grouping mirrors, say you've got one of those narrow hallways, having two large mirrors on one wall of that hallway or a couple of mirrors on the way down will actually improve your light. A mirror will double the amount of light coming in, or the appearance of light coming into your space. So very, very, very useful thing to do. Lighting is really important as well. So make sure that you've got adequate lighting. Maybe you need to change your light fittings and get a light fitting that's actually giving you much better light, and a light that recreates daylight. Here's the thing, if you live in a bungalow and you're not a bit happy about the light in your hall, if there's nothing above you except attic space, you can easily get an electrician to put spotlights in your hall. That will have a massive, massive effect on your light. I know it's artificial light, but it's still going to improve things massively. And make sure that you put in a white bulb as well. But I do like spots. I nearly always put spots in the functional part of a hall anyway. That's a rule of thumb that I would nearly always do. Yes, I will have a statement, massive, beautiful light, over the stairs or somewhere it's going to be a very beautiful focal point. But you're not going to, if you've got bedrooms upstairs or you've got bison slabs between your floors, you're not going to be putting spices in. Kavina, hello, Anne. Hiding in the piano room. Wow. Did I read that right? You can see I'm still wearing my glasses, still having trouble with that eye. It is not fully healed yet. So I'm going to have another week at least of no contact lenses and no makeup, which is driving me crazy. And I'm beginning to think that I got that style because I was run down, because I cannot believe how inordinately tired I'm feeling. I normally have really good energy and I love my energy. I am not having it this week. I could sleep for Ireland, and that is the truth. I'm really, really tired. And the infection, I'm on my second antibiotic now, but thankfully this one is working, and I've got a cortisone ointment that I'm putting in as well. But it's, the things you take for granted. I am so far behind with work and things because I can't actually see my laptop screen properly to work at. And in fact, anybody who asked me to send you the planning your room guide, I have it half finished, but it's only half finished. I will not be able to get it this week, but you'll certainly get it next week. That's a useful guide for you to have. Do you mind if I have a sip of water? Okay, so mirrors, light. Another thing too, you might love to have pools of lamplight in your hall, and I would encourage you to do that, but you might only have sockets in one place. You can actually get pretty good battery operated lights now, so there's no excuse for you not to have strategic pops of light everywhere. Only room, I have to take my glasses off to see this, only room not with men, but all good. She's in the middle of a massive renovation at the moment, and I know it gets that stage where you just want to run away and hide from everybody else. But and you've done everything right in that extension because I've been keeping track of it. A light reflective color scheme is another thing that I would urge you to do, and be careful as always. We talked before about what colors to use in rooms that don't have a sunny aspect. So if you've got a north facing hall, or indeed if you've got an east facing hall as well, you need to be careful of the colors that you put in, because you want them to be warm, but you want them to be light reflective. And if anybody hasn't got my paint guide, I did put a paint guide together of some suggestions of colors that you can use in a north, south, east, or west facing space. And if you haven't got that, send me a message and I will email it to you, or I'll try and put a little link here if I can see it, because that's a handy guide to have. Actually, one of you, Anne-Marie, asked me, she said she struggles big time with paints in it was an east facing room that she was struggling with, and she said, could you do another piece here? I'm actually going to do a full session on a Saturday about it, because it's too much of a topic to do here. And I'd say everybody's got north facing spaces in their home, and spaces that are tricky, and that room that no matter what color you paint it, you're never really that happy with it. So I will do my Saturday sessions, will be coming back in a couple of weeks, and I will definitely devote a Saturday morning to that, and that will be well worth doing. But if you want that guide, send me a message and I will certainly pop that over to you, because it's helpful and you have it. you can keep it on your phone. So if you go shopping, well, at least you can refer back to that when you're looking for paint. But certainly lovely, light, warm, reflective paint colors will open up your space. You don't want anything that's going to absorb light. You want something that's going to reflect it. And when the light is reflected, it is going to make you feel happier. And if you think about it, your hall is a room. It's the first impression somebody has of your home, so that you want it to be warm and bright and light and welcoming. Just going to have a peek here to see, keep an eye on Instagram. Yeah, lots of people there, and ask any questions that you want to ask me, and I will answer. The things you take for granted. I took my eyesight. We all take our eyesight for granted, don't we? And I was getting so worried because that eyesight was impacted, and that's my dominant eye. It's my better eye, and I wear contact lenses all the time. So this is a culture shock for me. And I wear makeup all the time too. So it's been a strange 2 weeks. But anyway, back to our hallway. Skylights are a fantastic thing. Again, if you're doing, I think, Kavina, you've done that. If you're doing an extension, or if you're doing a renovation, or if you're new building, think about where you could add a skylight in a dark space, because it does bring so much light in, And I mean, skylights are amazing now. You can get them so that they can open and close with the weather. So if it starts to rain, there's a sensor, and the skylight will close, or the roof light, and you can get remote control blinds and everything for them. So, but skylights are a handy thing to do. Of course they are. Painting your stairs actually will also really open up your space. So you've got a dark pine stairs, that horrible knotty pine that never weathered or aged the way we all thought it was going to. Only by painting your spindles, you can brighten up your hall considerably. But if you paint all of your stairs, and take off your carpet and paint the step and the riser and the tread, and put a runner up, a gorgeous bright runner up the middle of those stairs, and painting your spindles and your handrail as well. Or even if you don't want to paint the handrail, maybe you could darken the handrail. I've done that a lot, and it looks amazing. Recently, in a home renovation, I actually painted the handrail black. It was a fireball color. It wasn't black. It was, I can't remember what color it was. It wasn't railings, but it was a little bit deeper than railings. Absolutely gorgeous. And that was a narrow hall too, but gosh, it's so elegant now. And of course, we do have a runner going up the stairs, and black furniture in the hall, neat furniture. And that's another thing too, declutter your hall to give this illusion of space. You could have a big piece of furniture that's blocking light coming in that you don't need to have in your hall at all. So declutter anything that doesn't need to be there. Make sure you've got adequate storage for your coats and your bags and all those things that, the practical parts of coming into your home. Have somewhere where you can store them or hold them, so that your hall is nice and neat and clean and decluttered. And make sure that the furniture that you put into your hall is actually of a size adequate, that you're not using big blocky furniture in a space that is quite neat and narrow. Another thing you can do is paint your furniture. If you've got furniture there and the size is right, and it's maybe the storage in it that you need, but it's dark, paint it light and bright. That'll have a massive impact. And actually, I nearly forgot to tell you this, for anybody who wants to do the Reset 2024 declutter course, our last session ended on Monday. So that was 5 weeks. The girls did amazing work. And oh my goodness, Dolores sent me or posted the most beautiful message into that group that I'm actually going to use, because it nearly brought tears to my eyes, but it made me realize the value that those girls got from the decluttering process that they learned over 5 weeks. So if you're interested, send me a message. Just pop declutter or reset into the comments here, and I will get back to you. We're starting on the 29th of February. It's Thursday. You go on for 5 weeks. So a live session for 5 weeks. And then at the end of the 5 weeks, I gift you my online declutter masterclass, which is a full session. It's a full course that you'll have forever and ever, so that you can use that then down the road, if in 3 months time or 6 months time or a year's time, if you want to do some more decluttering, or if you want to do it on an ongoing basis, you can actually revert back to that online course. You have it. I give you a link. You have it forever and ever and ever. And I'm gifting you that one for free. You pay for the course, but I give you that one for free. So, but the best thing, there's 7 girls in session that started 5 weeks ago, and all of them including Kavina, have done incredible work. And she's going to wait now until she gets into her new extension, and then they're going to do a massive declutter before they start to decorate. And that's a good practice for all of you. If you are thinking of embarking on a design project of any sort in your home, will you please, please, please do a declutter first before you even think. I don't want you to declutter I don't want you to redecorate a cluttered room. So get rid of what you don't need, what is superfluous, and what you don't want anymore, and only keep what is functional and what you love in that space. And if you need help, the Reset 2024 course will be a fantastic, well, it's a life skill anyway, because you'll learn it forever and you will adopt it into your mindset. It is certainly nothing to do with organization, because organization and decluttering are not the same thing anyway. I, for years, used to move clutter from room to room in the name of decluttering, but all I was doing was moving the problem somewhere else. So get back to me if you want to know anything more about that. But we're starting on Thursday the 29th, 5 weeks live, 7 o'clock Irish time, and it's fantastic. So has anybody got any particular questions? I'm going to go back to Instagram, because I think Maggie, who asked me to talk about this topic, is she's an Instagrammer. So I'm just going to see if Maggie has a question there for me. She's there. Hi, Maggie. Have you got a question for me? Let me know what the problem is in your hall, or even send me a little private message and I will, or send me a photograph if you like. Okay. No other questions there. Okay, right, that's fine. Well, I'm going to go, because I want to get these glasses off. Even the glasses are annoying me, and I'll be honest, I've got a teeny weeny bit of mascara on, which I shouldn't have, and it's beginning to irritate me as well. So mind your energy, ladies. That's all I will tell you. Mind your energy. It's the most precious thing that you have. So have a good look around your hall now. And sometimes taking the photograph is a great idea. Take a photograph, and then you look at that photograph as if, pretend that you're wanting to buy this house, and this is in the estate agent's brochure, and you're having a look at that hall, and say to yourself, do I like it? Could I improve it? And I believe Room to Improve started off last night. Not Room to Improve, Home of the Year. I can't watch it here because I can't. A lot of the RTE shows, just I can't watch them. I can see the Late Late sometimes. I don't really watch it, but many of the shows that I'd like to watch, to be perfectly honest. There was one that Gwen Kenny was in that I would love to have watched as well, where they were upcycling furniture and things, and I couldn't see that either. But anyway, listen, I'm rambling. Have a great rest of the day, and if you've got a question about your hall, pop it in here, and when I see it, I will answer it. But those tips that I gave you, you know, what were they, 5, 6, 7 tips, easy things that you can do. Most of them, okay, putting extra glazing into your hall doors maybe is not in the budget at the moment, or not in your bandwidth at the moment, and putting in a skylight is only going to happen if you're in the middle of construction or planning construction. But everything else is pretty doable. And you know what, too, maybe you've got a big heavy curtain on your hall. Will you get rid of it, or pull it back as far, get yourself some tie backs and pull it back as far back as you can, so that you're getting as much light as possible into your home. You might need that for privacy, but maybe you'd be better off putting neat little roller blinds on them, and just and I always match the roller blinds to the color of the window, and then you don't see the roller blind. Because they're not the prettiest things. But now, in fairness, you can get those little pelmets with them, which is much more tailored, and it's a nicer, sleeker look. But all I want you to do now, I'm obsessed with light. You know, I love it. I love it so, so, so much, because it makes you feel good. So for the rest of the week, consider your hall and consider what you could do to maybe you've got a beautiful piece of art somewhere full of vibrant color, bring it into your hall. Maybe you've got a big mirror somewhere else, bring it into your hall. You know, shop your house. You don't have to go running out to the shops, but you can shop your house and see maybe taller lamps. Skinny tall lamps are good in a narrow hall because they're not bulky, they're not taking up a lot of space, but you're getting the benefit of the light from a higher lamp. So you've heard it all now, so just all you need to do now is go and implement it. So I will be back on Friday, and on Friday I'll be talking about I'll be giving you 5 or 6 ways to create a timeless design in your home, because that's another one of my passions. I believe all design should be timeless. It should have longevity, and it should last. So on that note, I'm going to go. Have a great rest of the day and do something lovely for yourself, and I'll see you at 1 o'clock on Friday. And before I do that, I'm going to have to This is funny. I can't see the cursor and I need to go back up into Instagram. Oh, gee. Here we go. I think this is unbelievable. I cannot believe this lack of seeing. It's just so difficult. Right. Here we go. Okay, bye Instagram. And thank you so much for coming in. And there were some comments there that I didn't see, but I will answer them now in a few minutes. You know something, I actually won't be able to because I can't see them. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, I've ended it. There we go. Okay, have a great rest of the day. Hopefully you'll see me in lenses on Friday, but I doubt it.